I apologize.
Three screens like some of these guys do on a double one. Alright, you're all good, man.
problem,
You're all
sir.
good, man. I'll read one. Just work on it here.
No, but I do in the car.
.3 minutes until NASCAR Cross and Truck Series practice. 3 minutes.
Out here. You in there yet, Christian? You got a copy on me? Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Got me, okay? Oh, but I've not missed your radio.
I'm back to being double wheeled up.
Yeah, you got a copy. 10-4, I got you loud and clear. Hey, Christian, you got me? Yep, copy. Good deal. Like we talked about, roll right. Ready, right? Roll right away. You set your wheel
2
on
minutes
this
until the track is open. 2 minutes.
That'll be the first one out.
Everyone take a look around zone and see
Yeah,
where you
for
can
sure.
pick up.
Just trying to find somebody we can tag on with. Copy that.
Truck's got the windows open, man. Just like a modified.
Need a convertible. We want to stage.
If the balance is close and we're not way off, I'm good running as long as we can.
Copy that.
1 minute until the track is open.
She's gonna need that to figure it out, you know.
1 minute.
Oh, for sure. I told her, I said, hey, we don't want to pull in right away or after a few laps, but if we're just wasting time and lost and you need to, do it.
Yeah, for sure.
For practice today, I want to try to get him to do a long run.
30 seconds.
Unless we're just
3-0.
like absolute, complete junk.
Yeah, copy that. Give me 2 seconds, let me put my binoculars on here.
Dude, it's like a 3/4 of a mile racetrack. What do you need binoculars for?
1-5.
Give us a clean track.
Yeah, 33 rolled out there. We'll let him get gone, and then we'll blend somewhere not around him.
Time, anywhere, and do everything you need to get back on the road.
All set. Here you go.
Thank you.
Take care. Get it fixed now and pay later.
This will be 8:25.
Just right here, you probably want to go.
2:30.
Copy that.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll down there. You already got it fired. Go ahead. All right, let's go. 44 looking inside. Inside 44. Just him. Follow him. Do everything they do here. Big gap out the back. Good and ready for me to come back in.
Hit for. Chris is aware.
Everyone's up to speed.
Tires and everything else in the pit stop. Where else am I supposed to have it?
Yeah, 10-4. I'll let you know what I see. These grip strips we talked about, they've already lightened up a lot.
Run, what, 2 or 3 here, that's it?
Yeah, run 2, bring it down.
Copy.
Better. We can wrap around a little further next time. Carry a little more speed into 1.
By 1 out the back to the 41. 1 groove up from you, still by 1. By half, small run, out of line, looking inside. Inside 41 by himself. Still down there, just you and him, big gap behind him. All clear, all clear. Follow him around here.
Around 2 laps. Fastest time earns the pole. Who are you going with, Michael? You have an early favorite here?
That's a great question, Jamie. I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Corey Heim to win the race tonight. How about that?
How about this guy?
Oh, Christian Eckes is back. I sent him a text this week. I said, I'm so happy you're back. But I meant back. And he's like, well, I don't appreciate that, Mike. And then I reread what I wrote. So, Christian, you're not bad. You're a great driver, and it's good to see you in that 16 truck.
It is good to see Christian back. Of course, we saw what he did last year. He was incredible. Ended up winning the regular season championship. Ended up finishing second in this race. But he's moved on to the Xfinity Series. Uphill learning curve, but figuring things out. I'm sure it feels right at home to come back.
Oh, it's got to be great to hop back into a team and a truck that he's had so much success with, and it can be tough. You move to a different series, and maybe things don't always go the way that you want them to go, and go back home for just a little bit, get a race in, get some little bit of confidence and momentum, and you never know what that can lead to. So great to see him back in the truck series.
I guarantee you, Regan, he's going to figure the Xfinity Series out. This kid's too
100%.
talented not to do that. My takeaway from this practice session, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a lot of patching that's taking place down in turns 1 and 2. I don't remember. That looks fresh. Yeah,
some new patchwork in that corner, Michael, and I'm not sure that the teams really knew that it was going to be there until they started getting to the racetrack, and maybe a little bit earlier this week. And we'll have to see how that plays out throughout the course of the night, because as you see when Christian goes through right there, that's right where the right side tires want to be, and a lot of times patchwork can sometimes create grip, but sometimes it can be slippery and you want to stay away from it. So I'm sure, we talk about the day to night, that's going to evolve as not only this practice session goes, but also tonight as well.
And when I see an old racetrack like Richmond, and I talked about it being a real short track where you had to be finesse, you had to just really tease that gas pedal. Anytime I was at a track where it was worn out looking, where it was lighter color of asphalt, when I saw a patch of fresh asphalt, my eyes opened wide open. I got to hit that. Yep. I got to use that for grip. And so you're right. This is going to be interesting to see exactly how these guys are able to navigate through and around those patches and how it helps their trucks, or if it helps them or not.
How about you, Regan? Who are you watching early on here on the track?
I think there's a number of guys, right? And we're looking at one of them right now in Ben Rhodes, and primarily because of what we talked about off the top of the show, the point situation. Ben Rhodes has been in this spot a numerous amount of times throughout his career, where he either had to get through a round in the playoffs or had to bump his way into the playoffs, whatever it may be. But he's a seasoned veteran, and I'm really curious how Jake Garcia is going to hold up when you've got a seasoned veteran who's experienced this numerous times. Jake Garcia, of course, has not experienced this, and is going to be a lot of things tonight's going to be for the first time for him. So that is, I am zoned in on that tonight. I am so excited to see how they not only figure out to get stage points and how they run this race.
Well, I'd be curious to see what his mindset is. And with that, let's say hello to Mr. Josh Sims. How you doing, Josh?
Well, I'm doing good, Jamie, and that's right. I had a chance to catch up with both Jake Garcia and Ben Rhodes, two teammates right now separated by 11 points for that final playoff spot. So let's start with Jake. I talked to the 13 team, and they told me it's simple. We got to qualify well, and then after that, it is all about stage points. They want to put the pressure that is on their teammate in the 99 and force him to get off strategy and make some mistakes. But J-Rod Prince, the crew chief, told me his driver, Jake Garcia, is mentally tough. He has all the confidence in the world, and this is a guy who finished 4th place just in this race a couple of years ago, so a good track record here at Richmond. As for Ben Rhodes, the 2-time champion, when I spoke to him earlier, he told me, look, I am not that fazed by this. I've been in this situation plenty of times, having to race my way in. He said, yes, I would like the cautions to fall my way, to get people off strategy, to get me the track position I need, but he also has a good track record here as well. He likes this track. He's run well. So Ben Rhodes confident, Jake Garcia confident. They both said they don't mind going against a teammate. They actually prefer that. The most important thing is one of the two of them gets into the playoffs as opposed to someone else. But of course, each one of them would like that to be themselves.
Yeah, I love the storylines between the two of them. And I talked to Ben Rhodes earlier today, and he said, number one, for us to have a chance tonight, we have to unload off that truck and be fast. And guys, he just ripped a couple of laps out and 7th right off the bat.
And a little bit nervous from what I'm seeing right there, actually, Jamie, right now, too. And only ran 2 laps, right? And I know he's 7th quickest right now, but 2 laps, you maybe want to see a little bit longer run if you're trying to get your truck working on the long run. And then we saw the wrenches going into the truck right there. We saw the air pressure gauge on the truck as well. So maybe some early adjustments right there, and possibly not the ideal situation that Ben would like to have.
But who is in an ideal situation is Corey LaJoie. We see him a little bit sideways here in the 77 truck, 2nd fastest. But the thing we talked about, Regan, at the beginning of the show, and we will repeat throughout the evening, is this track wears out and the tires fall off. Corey LaJoie just completed his 14th lap. His fastest lap was lap 1 at a 23:35, as you see on the screen there. He's lost a 1.25 seconds in just those 13 or 14 laps. So you can see how slippery and slidey things are going to look here, and that means you got to have that truck set up right. And Corey hopping out there right off the bat and running all those laps in a row. We know he likes his truck.
Though the adjustment you're going to need also as it gets those laps on it. And to your point, Michael, a 2nd fall off already in practice. Some of these teams anticipate 2.5 to 3 seconds worth of fall off tonight during race runs. That's going to be something to keep an eye on.
Looking forward to that. Expecting this young man to be pretty good here. Short track ace. Luke Fenhouse jumps in and out of that 66 truck for Thor Sport. Right now, he is the fastest. 6 laps and counting. Luke Fenhouse over Corey LaJoie here at Richmond.
When allergies...
Copy. And let's think about 1 or 2 clicks to front bias just to help that mindset. See if that helps us a little on entry.
Is further out on both corners and goes in like 3 lengths deeper, it's going to change completely how it's feeling because it's doing what it's meant to respond to. You know what I mean?
You're saying hold it out a little bit longer going in. Not a lot of movement there, and then it's slow. Like when it lands, it's tight, goes up the hill, just no center speed. Important. Lap. 220. Okay, 10-4, that's good. Too soon into 1, you can follow him in front. Really good, especially in the 1. Yeah, that's better. Still 2 back to the 15. About lap 7 or 8 on tires right here, the 99 is. Has no sense in even turning in 3 and 4. Like it'll land, like that made me looser in off the, off the wall, and then it would like kind of shake sideways getting in, and as soon as it would catch, it would just shove it right back to front end. All right, 10-4. About half the brake pressure. So actually, by the time you get to the 1/4, 3/8 mark, you're actually rolling more center speed than they are. So I think the truck turns decent because it doesn't look like it comes off the bottom too much. But I think you just need to work on driving it deeper and getting comfortable using more brake pressure. I mean, you can dial. Some front brake to it if you feel like it'll secure that up more, but your throttle pickup point and all that looks good, your line looks good, just need to get more comfortable driving about a car length deeper both ends and using twice as much brake.
Copy, yeah, I got 3 or 4 turns of front brake into it. It's just,
Drive it in deeper, and I feel like my entries are too backed up, so it feels a little edgy on entry.
Pretty bad brake thing, so I never turned them on.
LP.
He's Little Phil.
Little Phil.
Little Phil. So Phil Gould is his father, longtime crew chief, longest tenured at Nice.
Such a great family.
Yeah, and so much respect for Phil Gould. In fact, we just saw an announcement came out. There is a new ownership group that has come into Nice Motorsports. So a big deal for them. Josh Morris, Greg Fowler, and family now majority owners, and they have promoted Phil Gould to Director of Competition. So congratulations to him. But in the meantime, he's got to keep his eyes forward. He's crew chiefing for Bailey Curry. So a lot going on for the Gould family here.
Definitely a lot, but I'm sure, Phil just beyond proud of his son for being out there and getting opportunities in this truck series, and always does a nice job whenever he shows up to run the truck. And right now, watching him on the racetrack, he's 6th quickest right now, but really, Michael, I like the line that he's running. It appears that he's doing everything right on the track, positioning the truck in the spots where you need to have it to be able to go out there and make the run that he's making right now, which is he's on his 15th lap currently in practice. So doing a good job so far early in this practice.
And the fall off, we keep talking about that. He is right where he needs to be with his lap times as he runs up to his 16th lap. I'm impressed with this practice session for the young man, and a lot of news for Nice, and this team is just what truck racing is all about. So much fun to see them have success.
Well, let's hear from the man of the hour, Mr. Phil Gould himself.
Well, that's right, and of course he's got to worry about his driver, Bailey Curry, today, but also your son is out there making his 2nd start. So what advice did you give him, and how much of a challenge is this for you, juggling, watching your son while worrying about your truck as well?
Yeah, it's a lot of anxiety for Dad, but just excited that he got the opportunity to do this, and thankful for everybody at Nice Motorsports for getting behind him and believing in him that he could do this. I just told him this, Richmond is ultra slick, sliding around, a lot of tire fall off, and we've been racing at Hickory and Florence and places like that with the late model, so he knows what to do.
A cool moment for the Gould family for sure, Jamie.
Absolutely. We mentioned he is crew chiefing for Bailey Curry. That 45 truck is in the hunt to make the owners playoff. Of course, last week, Connor Zilich was behind the wheel. So Phil's working with a plethora of different drivers this year.
Well, and if there's one crew chief in the Craftsman Truck Series garage that you want to have to work with those drivers, and you see him talking right now to Mike Shiplett over his right shoulder there, one of the other crew chiefs at Nice Motorsports. But if there's one crew chief you want to work with a lot of different drivers and young drivers as well, it's Phil Gould, with his experience and his ability on the pit box to coach a driver up, but also know exactly what that truck needs. Does a great job over there.
Right now, he can focus on watching what his son is doing, listening to the feedback, and then know what to do or what they're going to need in the second group when his driver, Bailey Curry, is out.
Carson Quapple's joining us, driving that 97 truck.
Nice looking truck. I love those chrome numbers.
Yeah, ODW's at home right now just cheering that 97 truck going. I know how much Darrell loves the chrome numbers. He had the chrome numbers, the chrome wheels throughout his career, but I was talking with Grant earlier today, and they had those two trucks teams setting side by side and took a photo of them. I said, that's some awesome looking race trucks y'all put together and brought to Richmond. Grant County Mulch.
And definitely CR7 Motorsports with Grant Enfinger and now Carson Koppel this week in the truck, just continuing to do a really nice job of growing that program. And a lot of times when we see this number 97 run, it's actually Cody Robaugh, who is the owner of CR7 Motorsports, and Carson getting the opportunity to hop in it this week. And we know how talented Carson is, and we know his capabilities, especially on the short tracks. And he certainly could be somebody that we're keeping an eye on tonight as it plays out a little bit further, and making his second ever truck start tonight. So maybe getting a little acclimated to the trucks, but I'm sure it will not take him long.
Well, he did say he wants to stay active. This is an off weekend for the Xfinity Series. That's where he races full-time for Junior Motorsports in the one car. So great for him to come over here, get some experience here, get some laps in tonight. Doing a great job so far.
Remember when this session started, we talked about the 16 of Christian Eckes? He has not come to pit road yet.
That's Regan. A good sign, right, Regan?
He's moving around trying to figure out this racetrack, figure out this truck, getting acclimated, as you said a minute ago, to the truck series. But he's run, that's his 35th straight lap. So he's going to stop at some point, and they're going to deduce what they need to do, change, adjust to be ready to go racing tonight. But I would say, just judging from what I'm seeing, he's got to be pretty happy with what he's got going on.
And as we look right there, Michael, at the best 10 lap average, he's also the quickest on the 15 lap average. And that gap actually grows the further into the run you go, the better that it gets. And Christian, with his experience, you know that he's out there and he says, hey, what I'm feeling is really close. And I like what you just said there, right? You got to, after this practice, and we've talked about day to night, you've got to go sit down and look at your notebook, and then you've got to figure out exactly how you think that track's going to change when it gets into it. So they will have plenty of examples as to where their truck's at based on those 36 laps now that he's been out there.
There's Tanner Gray for Tricon Garage, 24 laps and counting, 8th quick so far in this first session.
Tanner Gray, one of those drivers, Jamie, looking to win tonight. That's his path to the playoffs right now, and started the season off so extraordinarily good and had so much speed, and as the years gone on, just, you know, maybe hasn't quite refined that as much as maybe we would have expected. But I know a lot of excitement for these guys early on, and has had moments at Richmond where he's looked very good, so who knows what he can do.
Certainly a win or go home kind of night. We're looking forward to it as the defending champ.
You know, used tires. You know, how much time do we need? Like a second?
Coming into 1. Next one, it speeds at the line now. Big gap right here. All good. Coming into 1. Next one. All good right here. Lead on this run. Joseph, sign. Nothing out back. Parkham's 208, 208. You got 25 laps on tires. I'd say you need 6/10. Then we'll just try to keep him updated if somebody's around him on fresher tires, you know what I mean, so he doesn't get worried about that. He knows the deal, though. Yeah, I will. Cover. Need help picking up the left front.
One more thing, but like even CRAFTSMAN was just saying, we got 4 heat cycles on our tires now. So we're tricking ourselves a little bit, but we need to, let's try one more thing we can try in the race there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 10-4.
So where you were the first run?
More stabbing it and not slow rolling into it. Be a good water temperature, pressure, or temperature down the backstretch about the second lap.
Copy. Coming to you, Joe. Just 3 or 4 laps here.
Overall is on braking, new tires and old. I feel like it pulls me super hard left and kind of gets the rear out of the racetrack early. And then I have to steer back right to catch that, and then can start my turn in. And that's consistent from start to finish.
10-4, buddy. No brake chatter, nothing stupid like that?
I got very slight chatter at the end of that run, but not bad.
Like fell off hard. I mean, he's 2.5, 3 seconds off, right?
You're already in the playoffs, but how important is it for you to make a statement out here today heading into the postseason?
I think it's a big deal. Obviously, this is a racetrack that's in our wheelhouse. We've ran here well here the last 3 years, so yeah, it'd be a great thing to have a good run tonight to start off our playoff push with a bang. So yeah, forward momentum is always important in this sport, and feel good about our 98 slow descents forward. Looks good. Have a very similar setup and same race truck to last year, so excited to get going today.
Confidence for the 98 team.
Yeah, I'd say they have a good notebook when it comes to Richmond.
Yeah, and I love what Ty said right there, Jamie, in terms of just, yeah, it's important, right? Maybe not the year that he's wanted to this point, and you know, we sat here, Michael, and thought maybe it was going to be IRP that he really flexed a little bit of that championship dominance, and it didn't quite work out there. And another opportunity to do it here at Richmond and to try and get them, you know, get themselves into that conversation of the favorites for the championship. And we know he's going to obviously be one of the guys racing for it here in a week, but definitely want to have that momentum.
Always a good time for Raja Karuth. This is his home track. Let's listen into his radio.
So you need a little help off the gas?
Yeah, just rolling the middle of 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is not as bad. 3 and 4, like I said, I'm like plus 1 3/4. Just need a little positivity over there.
So break that down for us. What can he do?
I mean, there's so many things the crew chief can adjust, whether it's air pressure. I mean, it's limited, but there are things that he can change in order to make a difference. But with the way Raja's breaking it down, it leads me to think he thinks, you know, with a little bit of assistance, he can get right where he wants to be. And the reason why I'm agreeing with that, Regan, he ran his fastest lap on lap 6. That's the latest, the latest fastest lap of anybody. And in the 15 lap average, he's third quick. So he's just teetering right there on what he likes.
Yeah, and listening to his comments, I would say when he says I'm plus 1 3/4, whatever the exact number was he said, and you watch that truck, it generally means that he needs it to turn just a little bit better as he gets into the middle of the corner of 3 and 4. And you can see the past couple laps, it's looked like maybe hasn't been pointed for exit quite like he wants right there, just a little bit off of that yellow line. So he's trying to give all the detailed information he can to make sure that it's as perfect as it can be at the end of this practice. And those little things will matter, Michael, as we get into the race tonight and the grooves move around. You want to be able to place your truck where you need to.
You know, I talked about easing out of the throttle into the corner and down on it when you're exiting. That rolling part that he was speaking of, you know, when you're just rolling through the center with no brake on, you really need that truck to go, you know, want to point left, and that's a really hard thing to accomplish.
Guys, we showed Corey LaJoie earlier, his fastest lap number 1. He's second on the board. Corey's going to join us here in the Craftsman Truck Series for the remainder. So an announcement last week that Andres Perez actually was given the green light to step out of his truck, the 77 that he's been running all year. He's moved over to Nice. Again, more news for Nice Motorsports, but that gave Corey LaJoie the opportunity to step inside the truck and be full-time.
And what a chance for him to go out there and have some repetition in that 77 truck and get, you know, more than 1 week underneath his belts and get the communication of working with that team. And we know how talented Corey LaJoie is, and certainly would expect him, not only tonight, but every week that he's in that truck, to be a contender and to have an opportunity to get up to the front of the pack. And Corey actually running his second race of the weekend at Richmond already, ran the modified race last night. So he's been busy. He's already kind of knocked off a little bit of that rust and ready to go.
Yeah, he got a top 5 finish in that modified race. Had a little bit of a dust up with Ryan Newman, I saw this morning, but they're all good, and he got a top 5 last night.
77 of Corey LaJoie's in the owners playoff with the 07 points, so a little swap there of the points. And a lot of talk about the championship. You know, the owners championship is big for these teams, but we're focused always on the driver championship, and that's what we're going to watch for tonight, as we have 2 spots. Caden Honeycutt looks to lock it up, but we'll have 1. Who will it be? Ben Rhodes, Gio Ruggiero, or Jake Garcia, or somebody else?
Tony Breidinger, that's a good-looking ride, isn't it, Regan, with that 818 tequila on that bright green truck?
I am not traditionally a green race car kind of person, and I love how that truck looks. They've done a really nice job, and you know, Tony doing a good job in her rookie year, right? She's running the laps, she's learning what she needs to learn, and certainly, you know, as the season goes on, you start getting a little bit more comfort, a little more familiarity with what you're going to see each and every weekend that you're out there. And you know, I think the biggest thing about Tony is every week at the end of the race, she's at her best. She's learned the most by the end of the race, and that's what you like to see.
There's the other side of that news story. Andres Perez won the ARCA Menard Series Championship last year, had a great run going at Watkins Glen a week ago, and then the news came out that he would be joining Nice Motorsports moving forward. So some good speed here once again, top 5.
And how many times tonight is that going to confuse us to see Andres Perez in the truck that looks very similar to the truck he was in previously, except now the number's a little bit different.
Same sponsor.
I will raise my hand. I'll be the first one to mess that up at some point tonight. I'll guarantee it.
Well, we're going to have so much to talk about tonight. We'll just have to gloss right over that one, Regan, if you mess it up, because it's going to be fun to watch tonight. Whoa. Caleb Costner getting a little bit wide there. Maybe he'll just tuck her in and take it back to the garage area.
And certainly we may see guys getting up the racetrack at some point tonight as we see this session come to an end, but maybe don't want to do that quite this early in practice.
So 25 minutes in the books for the first groups.
those fresh tires are so gripped up compared to what you just had right there.
Copy, yeah.
All right, good job, man. Might see you for qualifying here. Do a really good lap.
10 minutes adjustment period.
Copy,
Group
yep,
1
ready.
started.
Completely off the pedal, it's fine, but then as soon as I touch it, it's a vibration, and it's obviously I feel it on the pedal, but the whole car, like I can see all the wiring is also jumping, and even at slow speed coming into the pits, it also does that. So yeah, try to move some brake balance around, play with the fans, and yeah, no, nothing helps. Copy.
Just so you know, Eckes did 41 laps and was
3 minutes until Group 2 practice. 3 minutes.
Copy.
Obviously, just feel it out a couple laps here, man. Take care of the tires, okay? Especially left side.
Yep, 10-4.
At least, usually, a place like this. What's like a good lap time to just shoot for at first, anyway?
I would say the track's not going to have near the pace, so I would say if you're in the 23s to start, I would say that's pretty good.
Okay, sounds good.
Like the guys that weighted the 15 and 71 24 O's, so I mean a low 24 is probably manageable as well. Sun's out plus all the rubber.
2 minutes until Group 2 practice. Group 2 trucks can begin staging at this time.
Good stage.
Guys started putting on. The rubber started getting laid down off of 2. The best guys were just wrapping the line longer and coming off the line super slow and lazy, like they wouldn't get up to the wall until a quarter of the way down the back or so.
Yep, 10-4.
Everyone take a look around. No one see a reason to come.
Right below the first hash marks. They're actually entering below that, if not right side, just on it. So pretty shallow. Maybe a reference point for you.
1 minute.
Yes, 10-4.
Until the track is open for Group 2. 1 minute.
I mean, you should be okay on your splitter, but left side skirt's gonna probably touch a little bit.
Okay, I'll let you know.
But if you get to run in here and feel anything with them, you could probably get a little creative with that.
Yeah, I think we're
10-4. Yeah, they said the friction test before the modified race was 10% less grip.
30 seconds.
Cross patches, but I didn't really see any difference. Copy.
roads. I know we mentioned maybe they came in to work on that truck early, but it appeared looking at the lap times like he got happier with that towards the end of the practice session. So going to have a couple unknowns, you know, with a guy like Ben and trying to figure out, okay, how does he feel about it for tonight after this session?
And it's good to be Luke Fenhouse these days. On August 5th, just a week or so ago, he won a big late model race up in Wisconsin at Wisconsin International Raceway. And I know how much winning in your home state, especially up in that part of the country, means to them. And to be able to back that up by coming here to Richmond and showing people that he's got a lot of speed in that 66 truck, that's really cool.
Josh, who'd you catch up with?
I'm down here with Corey LaJoie, back for his second truck start of the season. Second fastest on the board, second fastest on 10 laps, second fastest on 15. So I'd imagine you feel good about the truck, but what'd you learn out there?
Richmond's still Richmond, right? You're going to be loose in, tight center, loose off. It's just fun to be back. Dusted the driving boots off yesterday in the modified, ran fifth and that. So hopefully, I heard rumor had it, Josh, that nobody's ever finished outside the top 5 with a mustache in NASCAR history. So I'm going to see if that's correct. It was true last night. Hopefully it's true tonight.
The mustache looks good, and it's also good to have you back now for the rest of the truck season. So what's it going to be like to get some consistency behind the wheel of one of these trucks the rest of the way?
Man, it's so hard to win, obviously, in the Cup Series, but all the way down to a late model stock. You go to the Cars Tour, and those guys are doing it every week. And you just get behind if you're trying to learn different tires and learn different aero tendencies. So to have a good of a stretch with this 77 team. I'm excited about it. To try to just keep that 11 car honest, because those guys have really been killing these guys. So hopefully we can put a good little stretch in here to finish here strong.
Let's see if the power of the mustache can lead him to a win out here tonight, Jamie.
Yeah, he's looking to be strong. His mustache is certainly strong. I'm glad he mentioned it.
And I got to imagine if his mustache works tonight, you may see a bunch of playoff drivers trying to grow one as the playoffs begin.
I'm sure we'll see it. The playoff beards that MTJ used to rock with his team.
Looks good, though.
Lane Riggs back at it. We know how good he is on a short track. Looking forward to seeing what they brought.
Yeah, you know, I talked about Corey Heim, but man, that's hard to bet against Lane Riggs too. I mean, we've got some really strong contenders. And what about our man Corey LaJoie? He just says, you know, somebody's going to have to do something with his 11 truck. And every week, Corey Heim's who we talk about, and there that truck is. We know how good he will be. He gets everyone's attention.
And certainly Richmond, one of the tracks I think where Corey Heim would say, hey, we need to be just a little bit better than what we were last year. But it seems like everywhere that we've gone where we felt like that team said, hey, we want to be just a little better at this track, they've stepped up and have been able to do that. And you know, I think it's hard to bet against him at any point based on the results that we've seen right now.
Well, the work that goes on behind the scenes with Corey LaJoie, I don't know if I think he brings a blanket and a pillow to the shop, because he's there all the time. He is in doing testing and running laps and simulation after simulation. And they told me they tried something totally different. Talked to Scott Zipadelli, and he said what we brought here was not working. Their best finish is 5th, but if they don't have a win at a track, that's considered a challenge. So they're hoping to change that. Trevor Bain has been a driving coach for him, and he told me they've really tried to change some things. The entry to the corner, how he carries speed, to try to help him get better at these places.
You know, Michael, and as Jamie mentions the entry to the corner, what was your preference at Richmond? Because I know there's a number of different lines that we're going to see and that guys can run. You can run a really low entry into turn 1, for example, or you can run up and try and arc the corner in and run a little bit higher. And we'll take a look at Jake Garcia. He's running what I would call a little bit higher of an entry into the corner, maybe a little middle for him right there. But for me personally, I always like to be low, but there was a lot of guys that made big speed running that big entry.
Yeah, I just wanted to get to the bottom and get that left front tire on that yellow line and hope I had a car that would follow that line around as long as you could. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to wrap the bottom as long as you can. But as we heard Corey LaJoie talking, you know, same old Richmond, you're going to hear all these drivers say, I need to be able to roll better through the center, but they think that they can make those differences by the way they use the gas and brakes. And so that's what makes it fun for me as a fan of NASCAR to watch, because I know what all is going on inside of that cab of that truck with them trying to manage what they have on those Goodyear tires with this worn out pavement.
So I think you figured it out, Michael, back in 1990?
Yes, we had a big day in 1990. That's getting around my buddy Dale there. Just great memories.
Wiggly on the brake, like a little loose on entry. Early on in the run, the front was chattering pretty
I went over and borrowed Dale's car. He said I could go run a couple laps in practice. They said, because, you know, you're going to have
a good friend.
Yeah, I said, and then I passed Dale late to win the race, and he came to Victory Lane and said, but you meanie. I can't say what he called me, but he said, you wouldn't even been in this race if it weren't for me.
I do like, Michael, as young as you looked when you got out of the car right there. Still got the same hair. All these years later. Yeah. That's impressive.
But all these years later, and we hear drivers say it's the same old Richmond, and it is, and it's a classic short track where you really feel like you're in control of your car. If you're out there leading the race, that you can make a difference.
There's Brent Cruz back in the 1 truck for Tricon Garage. Ran his own truck last week at Watkins Glen. Talked about him a little bit. Had a good showing, especially for his first time out, but now he took over the 1 truck where we're typically seeing him.
Yeah, and very impressive for him and that team to be their first race, right? And kind of the maiden voyage, being able to go out there. And we know how good Brent Cruz is on the road courses, so that was the best place to do that at. But still, nonetheless, you had to piece it together to have the speed, and maybe not quite the result at the end of the day that he wanted, but definitely a good-looking weekend for him. And right now we saw him just a moment ago following Ty Majeski there. Good guy to follow at Richmond.
There's Gio, Rogero, squeezing that gas down. I like this ride. Let's go down into turn 3 and 4. Listen how gentle. We're used to these guys just pounding that gas pedal. Just
waiting for it to get all that power down on the straightaway. You know, we talk about having an egg under the gas pedal or however you want to reference it, but just how gentle you've got to be able to hook that line like Gio's doing right now. And part of why he was hooking the line is because he's on his way into the pits. He was getting ready to get off the gas.
Well, the fastest of this group so far is Corey Heim and Grant Enfinger right behind Corey. And they're 6th and 8th in this session as Gio brings her in.
Let's check in with Josh.
Well, down here with Ben Rhodes. And Ben, I caught up with you earlier today. You were pretty relaxed heading into the day. Now that you've had a chance to practice and see what you got in that truck, how are you feeling heading into qualifying and then the race eventually?
Yeah, I feel okay about it. We were fighting this really numb front end, like a soft push, both ends of the racetrack. But, you know, it's really, really hot out here today. It's probably one of the hotter Richmond races I remember. So tire fall-off is going to be pretty big right here in practice. But I'm curious to see how it's going to change for the race tonight. All in all, we focused on long-run speed with our F-150. You know, some of these guys that are at the top of the leaderboard, I think they might have done some tricks to make themselves appear faster, or at least I hope. I'd like to pick up some speed, though, for the race, and then, you know, see if our long-run speed that we think we have lasts as long as we think it will.
And a reminder, Ben Rhodes enters the day 11 points behind his teammate Jake Garcia for the final spot, Jamie.
And Ben Rhodes got 23 laps in his practice session. He ended up 10th overall. As we take a look at the 52 truck, Caden Honeycutt. We'll be keeping our eye on him tonight, looking to lock himself into the playoffs.
5 back, be the 38. Once he comes outside, you'll be clear behind him. 2 back, 1 back. Here he is. Get right in behind him.
You're P15. The 11 from our group is P6. He's the best of our group. You're all clear right here. Lots of room. All right, we'll be all good here, Daniel. It'll be front stands when you leave. Get right back in that rhythm, and we'll run this to 40 or 45. Okay? We'll be all good here. Front stands and gear when you leave.
Inside for you is okay. Switches, helmet, you know, just everything of housekeeping there.
10-4, everything's good on my end.
Copy. Yeah, that's what we see. Just you need a little more center rotation. Keep it down. Get the wheel out of it. That's going to help your drive more than anything. Is just getting the wheel angle out of it.
Yeah, definitely so. I agree.
Tip 4.
Pretty easy right now.
10-4. I do think on my old tires it always helped me to arc it out some, so play with that some.
The thing I see is the 11 is wrapping turn 2 a lot later and straighter than you are. You know, but he's not really gaining a lot on you. We probably give up most of our time into 3. It doesn't look like we can get to the white line as quickly as they can, but you do make up a little bit of on exit with the way you can wrap the bottom of 4.
10-4.
Almost looks like we might be driving in a little too far into 3 and not getting to the bottom, but that's just what it looks like to me.
Slow motion, 11. Gets to the bottom early, stays there longer. Gets in easy. Everything where you want here. 38 is the line, 110 back from him. They're all about 15 apart here. Just get rolling. Just hold on a little bit. Hold on. You're good. Just go. Go ahead and go. 76 behind you. No worries. By 8. Back up to him. Got some clean air.
Bring it 4 back to the throttle. We have Carling lower.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. just like kind of more yawed out the whole way around the racetrack with grip. Like he just had more rotation, which led to just more center speed, and I felt like our drive was the same as his, if not better. He could just roll more speed and turn better.
Okay, 10-4. How are your brakes?
They're okay. I mean, it's shaking.
Right now too.
Yeah, I think the temperature of this place is pretty sensitive to that. As the sun shines down more, it'll just take away a little bit of grip, and a little bit is all these these guys are looking for. But Corey Heim's proving again that you can get it done. He's really fast. He's only 6th fastest so far on single lap runs, but man, in the 15 lap average, he's right with the other guys from the first session. So good run for him. Sammy Smith's got a good-looking number 7 truck with us today.
So we ride on board with Jake Garcia. Talking a lot about him. He sits 10th coming into this race, just 11 points over his teamate Ben Rhodes. 15th so far after 12 laps for the 13 truck.
This is going to be a camera shot that I think we're going to see quite a bit of at some point tonight as they get battling later on in the evening. And you see Jake right now, just the amount of work that you're doing in that truck, that little correction right there. You're always trying to avoid that in the trucks and trying to not make your tires angry.
Regan, tell the folks at home what it's like to be in there. And, you know, you look so precise, but there's so much going on that leads to that wheel input that you're seeing him use.
Yeah, and that wheel input, Michael, it can be changed based on, as you mentioned earlier in the show, how much brake pressure you're using, where you're using that brake pressure at. You said you were a guy that liked to try and roll the corner just a little bit, right? And I was the opposite. I was using that brake quite a bit through the corner to try and make sure my tires and my car or truck was pointing wherever I wanted it to be, and just a lot of different techniques. And you see him right now as he's just trying to figure all those out perfectly.
Guys, Gio Ruggiero is one driver we're talking about tonight, sits 21 points back. This is not a good sign, already pushing him back to the garage. We're being told he has a right rear hub issue. He will not qualify, so he's going to have to start in the rear.
And a tough break for Gio in practice, but certainly you want that problem to happen in practice, right? You want it to happen in practice. You don't want that to happen tonight. We saw a hub issue on the 99 truck of Ben Rhodes last week, actually, at Watkins Glen that took him out of the race and potentially cost him some points. So get all the issues out of the way now, Michael. This is the time to do it.
Take a look at the 18 truck of Tyler Ankrum.
Tyler's currently 21st quick on single lap runs. Trying to find some more speed in that number 18 truck.
And Tyler's been sneaky good on the short tracks, riding a streak right now. As we got a spin, Matt Mills goes for a spin on the front stretch here.
Doesn't look like he has any damage.
I mean, we see these guys pedaling those, easing into those gas pedals and just making sure they're so precise. It can get away from you in a hurry here.
You guys mentioned how many laps some of these teams are turning, and they've only got that one set for practices. There it is, the slide for Matt Mills.
That was his 23rd lap that he completed sideways.
So the red flag is out with just over 10 minutes remaining in this practice session.
We should take a break, Jamie.
Yeah, let's take a break. See, nobody can touch Luke Benhouse's 23-33 in this session.
It's Saturday night. You could go out, make some memories, but people make bad choices on a Saturday night. Or you could be at home with edge-of-your-seat action and Joe Davis and Smoltz giving the play-by-play like a bedtime story for grown-ups. If it's Saturday night, it's baseball night in America. Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Let's go! This is MasterChef Dynamic Duos.
You can serve up MasterChef anytime.
For the first time in MasterChef history, we highlight the power of partners.
This is about teamwork.
Before all new episodes on Wednesdays.
You gotta be twice as good.
Is that what you want the sauce to look like? This is Michelin-star chef's plating.
I can't hear you! I'm doing my best. Calm down.
I'm expecting fireworks.
MasterChef Dynamic Duos, all new Wednesdays on Fox or anytime on Hulu.
This is the quiz with Bob!
Oh my God.
Right answers win cash.
wrong answers will earn y'all a splash.
I don't want to get wet.
Which of these landmarks were completed in the 20th century?
I don't even know what the 20th century is.
It's the most fun you'll have by the pool this summer.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Nobody knocks me down! Ah!
The Quiz with Balls, all new Mondays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
It seemed like if I missed it, it would just go
Mom!
tight pretty.
Yeah? I fell. Okay, there's bandages in the cabinet. I'm bleeding.
A little bit lower through the center.
Grab 2.
Say mark into 3, a little lower through the center. Yeah, so just a little
Sheba,
bit higher than
what cats want.
At Domino's, you can pick 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for only $6.99 each and feed your whole crew. Or you could spend $6.99 on a burger, which is...
You can just keep rolling there. See where you end up. Just run your pit road speed.
I've got my pit road marked. Can we mark my 2 yellow and my 4 red after?
Yep, that's fine. Yeah. All right, 11 flag stand now, half straightaway behind him. Actually, you can go ahead and dig right there. We'll go behind 11. He's coming by you now. 52 just into 1. 11 outside, then you're clear by half straight to the 52. 6.
Sideways. Out and load it up more. Yep. And the 16th of what we just did is not going to hurt you. It's on it harder than we think. I'll guarantee you. He thinks maybe now he said the same thing. It's probably on it harder than he thinks too.
This chalk.
Play battery. Chevy was okay, not good, not bad, just somewhere in the middle. So Darren Fraley and all these guys are going to go to work and try to get us a little bit better. But yeah, no, happy to be back for sure. It's always fun in the truck series, especially with Bill McAnally, and we'll do our best tonight. And Christian was quick to point out when I talked to him earlier, he's got a streak of 21 straight top 10s in the truck series, Jamie.
Yes, he does, and I see that his interviews have not changed at all. There's always something that he's got to be better at, right?
I was thinking when he said that it's okay for Christian Eckes, that means, well, he might lead every lap tonight and dominate the entire race, but it's okay.
Well, I think the only time I've ever heard him say we've got a good truck was at Nashville last year.
Yep.
I mean, he said it before the race. And what'd he do? Domination.
Dominated.
Did he lead every lap?
Every lap.
Yes.
And won the race. And so when he sases he's okay, that's really good, I think, is my takeaway.
You mean that everybody should be paying attention to that, basically, right?
Caden Honeycutt getting his feel for this 52 truck. That's got to be pretty cool for this young man to be able to hop in a ride and be able to drive for that team, honor Stuart Friesen, and just be a part of this organization.
Yeah, and we're thinking about Stuart Friesen as he continues to recover after that horrific accident up in Canada. Caden Honeycutt, though, at the same time released by Nice Motorsports, got the call, will you take over, jump in? He's going for a championship. Stuart wants to keep his truck in the Owners' Championship. It worked out great, but guys, this is a different manufacturer, a different team. Suddenly, Caden Honeycutt, I would think, is drinking from a fire hose. Everything is new, procedures are different. So to just go in there and do what you know how to do at this point is probably his best.
Yeah, and I got to say, from a Caden Honeycutt standpoint, he's already proven how good he is and how much speed that he's got, his ability to adapt, whether it's a truck, a late model, whatever he hops in, does a very good job. And as you look at the times right now, Caden currently 14th quickest in these combined practice sessions, but what I really take a bigger glance at is the 15-lap average. And when you look at that, Caden Honeycutt right now, 5th quickest in that 15-lap average. But of the guys in Group 2, he's only 2nd behind Corey Heim, and not too far off of his pace. So that tells me that maybe a couple laps to adapt to a new vehicle when he got out there initially, but likes what he's feeling right now.
Yeah, I think he'll be very competitive tonight. He's just been impressive anytime he hops behind the wheel of anything, as you pointed out, Regan, and tonight should be no exception to that.
Last week he drove for Young's Motorsports. They had an issue, wasn't able to finish the race, but just a lot of moving parts for him. As we look at the 88 of Matt Crafton, I was just looking at his times, 23.92 best, puts him 9th quick overall between the 2 sessions.
That's some good speed there early, and on lap 20 he ran 24.78, which is very competitive for that 88 truck. So Matt's liking what he's feeling in it. And Regan, I know you're going to agree with this. If you want to put a veteran behind the wheel of a really good race truck and have them go out there and make a difference, be able to be very competitive, it's at Richmond, wouldn't you say?
100%. And this is a Matt Crafton type of racetrack, right? Slip and slide and tire management. Can't get after the gas pedal. You're not just going full throttle with the gas pedal as quick as you can. You're going to have to manage it. And Matt will be the first to tell you, Michael, that that's the kind of place that he loves. It puts it in his hands just a little bit more. And you know, as we look at the speed, and you mentioned the speed that he's got, you know, this is maybe a guy that maybe we haven't talked about enough. If somebody's got to go out and win to get in, and you think about Matt Crafton, that could be he's in that situation tonight, and definitely love how that Menards truck's looking. Don't love how it just went into turn 3 right there. A little sideways into turn 3. You don't want to see that, but you know, Matt's the kind of guy that will definitely get on top of that wheel and manhandle it if he has to.
Well, and the long run speed is there as well. You talk about 9th, but he's running some really competitive lap times, even 20, 30 laps into a run here.
Here's Tyler Ankrum again, working lap 26 for him. He's 21st on the board. Josh, what are you hearing?
Yeah, and for Tyler Ankrum, he's been really good on short tracks. 11 straight top 10s for him, but not the case so far today. Not happy with the way that 18 truck is driving. He talked about some brake shake going on right now. Said he just can't drive it off the corner the way he wants to. They've come in, they've made adjustments, they've come back at it. Hasn't really helped the issue. So for Tyler in this 18 team, one of the most consistent to start the season. They've been trying to find that consistency again heading into the postseason. And his crew chief pointed out this being a very important race because this is the truck they want to take to Phoenix and hope to be racing for a championship there. They got some work to get this truck ready for tonight, though.
And really interesting that Josh points that out, right? This is a short track and has maybe not in the way that it drives similarities to Phoenix, but maybe the way that you want your truck to operate, how you want the body to be, some similarities from that standpoint. And you mentioned during that report, Josh, the brake shake, and I wondered how long into the day or night it was going to take before we heard that for the first time. And Tyler,
there's something screwed up with these brakes. Like there's a power issue between left to right.
And definitely that's not good either. Anything with the brakes going on, I'm gonna think that was Tyler Ankrum. We just heard talking about that balance to left to right, and if he's got a left to right issue, that creates a problem when you're getting onto the brakes into the corner and which way it wants to pull the truck into the corner and how it wants to set the truck up for the corner. If it's brake shake, Michael, that is the most annoying thing a driver can have at Richmond. And what happens is the brakes get really hot in the corner, and then they get really cold down the straightaway, and it can create a shake in the pedal, and your pedal literally shakes, and it feels like it changes the handling of the race vehicle. So a lot going on for the 18 right now.
It's just so distracting too. I mean, you're trying to be precise, as we've talked about, and really manage the truck, and it starts just jumping up and down when you hit the brakes. It feels like you're going to leave the racetrack. Oh, there's a good tire spin there off the corner of 2.
And that's 26 laps for Jake Garcia that were riding right there, and that's every time you do that, you can almost take a lap off of the tires in terms of what you're going to be able to ask out of them later on in a run, and that will be a storyline tonight that we're talking about as we get some of the longer runs and guys are having to manage those throttles.
So they have a set of tires for practice. They'll put on a new set of stickers for qualifying. Start the race on those. We'll have 4 sets of stickers, which is an additional set over last year. How does that change their options up tonight?
Well, I think what it definitely does is in that final stage, if you pit at the 2 stage breaks, now you've got 2 sets of tires sitting for that final stage. So it opens up the opportunity to maybe if a caution comes out 30 laps into the final stage, maybe you pit there. You don't have to be as worried about maybe saving a set of tires in case there's a late race yellow. So it's going to allow these crew chiefs a little bit of flexibility to play the numbers game, Michael, and maybe gamble a little bit if they want to when they take tires and when they don't take tires.
Remember how much fun we had last week with the fuel situation? We're going to have it equally as much tonight with the tires, who does what and when. Talked to 2 or 3 different crew chiefs, and no one wants to tell you what cards they're going to play, but they said they're really glad and thankful that they have that extra set of tires because it just opens up their playbook somewhat.
And some of the cards they play may depend on the cards that are dealt throughout the course of the race too, and when the yellow flags fly.
How about this, Jake Garcia? We listened to him slip the tires as he makes a move on Brent Cruz and gets around him. Just over a half second remaining in this practice session.
A half second, it's going to be over quick.
Yes, it is. Don't blink. That's how the race is going to be tonight.
All the way up to the start-finish line, Regan, when he finally got it. He had to brake, had to pull off the gas late. A lot of fun to watch.
And something else that I think we could see tonight, Michael, is there's going to be times where you feel like you don't even have to go all the way to the wall down the front straightaway on corner exit as you get off of turn 4. And different drivers do it different ways. We see right here, though, Jake is continuing to try and hook that bottom. And right there, he's not getting to the wall. He's a half a truck width off of the wall down the front straightaway, but you're just chasing that grip. And Richmond, for a driver that can be very disciplined in what they're doing, it can create some lines that are just wild.
You see the caution lights are on. That half second's over, Michael. 30 seconds. I just realized why you said that. Red flag is in the air. We'll have a few minutes for them to swap things over, and Truck Series qualifying will be coming up next.
Have a pink pen by chance?
Mom! Yeah? I fell. Okay, there's bandages in the cabinet. I'm bleeding.
Might as well.
Grab 2.
Sheba, what cats?
At 10-4, we're good. We're really good. I'd agree.
10-minute adjustment period has started.
We'll tighten up tonight, so we just got to make proper adjustments to start the race. Copy that. Be okay. And just crosses up the exit as well.
The balance, so I think once we dial it in, we'll be pretty stout.
You on 2? Know that when he went back into those 20s, one lap he wrapped the bottom through 1 and 2. The next one he did the old, 4 foot off the bottom, but really diamond the exit. Both of those he left lower than he has all day long. I think that's where the lap time came from. Have to keep that in mind.
Copy. I'm going to put him on the radio here in a minute and let you talk to him.
Copy.
Tower, Barry Hearn, ready to check. Well, clear, sir.
One hanging out?
Front. Girl land. Easy. You could easy post them if you wanted to.
Five minutes until NASCAR CRAFTSMAN Truck Series qualifying. 5 minutes.
Cart.
Talk about being better at tracks that you haven't won at in the past. Well, this is one of those. So how do you feel you made strides towards getting better here at Richmond?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've struggled at this place in the past, and specifically short track racing in general. So I've tried my best to work on my craft in these short tracks this year, and it's been a little polarizing. Like ran good at Martinsville and Wilkesboro, and then kind of struggled at IRP. So still some work to be had, but so far so good today with our Safe Light Tundra Tier D Pro. Huge thanks to Tricon Garage and Toyota for all their efforts in getting our program better, as well as me getting better to mutually help the effort. But yeah, I mean, this place is tough. I mean, I think every driver knows that place has no grip. You're sliding around, chasing clean racetrack the whole time. So hasn't been my best in the past, but I feel like I've gotten better personally, and just hoping it pays off.
Regular season championship already locked up as we look ahead to the playoffs. What needs to be different for you to come home with the hardware at the end of the road?
I think it's just making it there first, and then just, I think you know the deal. It's just kind of having the best truck and having a clean day at Phoenix. You know, obviously had a polarizing set of races there in the past, but all we can do is keep our heads forward and keep bringing the speed. You know, we've had probably the best truck in most of the races this year, I feel like, and as long as we can keep that up and bring it to Phoenix, we'll be okay.
Thanks, and good luck, Corey.
What a season it has been, Josh. 6 wins on the year. And he talked about how this place has been rough for him, but so far, good speed, 45 laps for him, 6th quick overall. Luke Fenhouse, though, turned that fast lap on.
And that's where the freeness comes from. And then as soon as I get the freeness out of it by slowing the truck down is when it goes to the tight side, and then a little bit free up off the corner. So I feel like the only thing that's hurting me right now is being free in the 3.
2 minutes until qualifying, 2 minutes.
If you watch the 11 truck, more so the first run than the second run, where I thought we were better, but you
want to take a look around. Does anyone see a reason that we cannot put NASCAR's Craftsman Truck Series on track for qualifying?
We're still pointed different, and I'm sure that's just the wheel angle, because you're protecting that over there. If we make that better, it'll connect the whole corner, I believe. I agree. I think the only thing that's really the maneuverability. And I don't know how it was speed-wise, but feeling-wise, I think it was pretty decently good. Yeah, you were breaking even with the 11, and then he actually pulled off, and we ran 5 or 6 more laps, and that's when you got that down to the 20s, which is really good.
1 minute until the first truck rolls, 1 minute.
The best lap got hurt because it was on the splitter too much. Like it just kind of drug all the way through mid-center in the corner. So I could charge the entry very hard. Yeah, copy that. Air pressure should be up for qualifying, so we should be fine there, but just do what you normally do. We'll be fine. I'll let you know what guys are doing coming to the green and all that before we roll. Or yeah, the 98.
3 minutes remaining in the adjustment period. 3 minutes for adjustments. 3 seconds until qualifying.
Down to the bottom. So on entry, he ran a little bit up and got a run. It was worth 400s to 500s from what Blake and Trevor said, but then I looked at SMT and that was about right. Perfect. I'll keep an eye on it and just give you updates, but you do whatever you feel like you need to do.
Crank the 97.
Do what you tell me, man. You've been at it way longer than I have, and you won a shit ton of races, so.
And release them.
Without thinking about it. Copy that. Hydrate yourself here. It's going to be a hot one. 4.
You did want to be solid, correct, on everything?
Double in real good, and then take off.
kind of entry line they're taking.
Crank for 41. And release them.
It's already hanging, it's already, no, right rear, it's already hanging.
Crank to 74. And release them.
You can remove your helmet. Probably maybe one sweep. It's closed now. Yeah, got me.
Right. I guess if you do two, we don't mess up the flow.
Jimmy. Give me one up on the track bar.
Crank for 67. And release them.
Just now.
Copy.
Go get you 2 good laps.
Aaron, you got me? Yes, I do, sir. Gatorade or something when you come, please. Water.
Crank to 84.
Bring a handful. There's not really a good
And release them.
benchmark other than the 97 so far, but he was better lap 1, 2 tenths slower than his practice lap. What do you think here? $84, $380.
Crank to 2.
Okay, 10-4.
Evan was able, though, to get down all the way
And release
to
them.
the bottom in both corners, and I believe that was the difference.
He did it on his second lap, so it was a big pickup for him.
Gotcha.
Crank the 02.
Evaluate there.
And release him.
Or do you want to shut or open it back up?
No, he needs to put it back. Put it back.
Send the 5 hold to 77. A firm hold 77.
Tell him leave the left rear alone and then go up one on the right. Their second lap. Copy that. Ready to roll?
Crank for 5.
Remember, 2 laps, I'll call the flags.
And release them.
Better lap 2. Third to roll. .97. He was 2/10 slower than his practice time still.
Got here, so.
Just to confirm, that's 1, 1, and 2.
Yeah, we're 1, 1, and 2. Technically, we're 3 down because we did a post-practice 1 down. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yep, 10-4, I'm tracking.
We might reimagine that track bar adjustment a little bit later. And maybe go back on that. Just thinking about a couple things here for the night, you know.
Yep, gotcha.
P5. The 84, that Dr. Stromboli or whatever is driving the hell, I don't know what team car that is.
Okay.
Quaffle was second with a 2389 or 90, something like that.
Yeah, 10-4.
I mean, I'd like to see a 2350 would be a pretty damn good lap right now, I think. Probably even a pole lap if the clouds don't roll in. But
2-minute break has
I'd
started.
say 60s, 70s at this moment may not be that bad. It's freaking hot.
Yeah, 10-4.
Stretch and then just get your run going into 3. You can do that as well. You don't have to kill it off pit road.
Oh, no, I won't turn that stuff on. What about alternator?
Leave it how it is for here.
Copy.
Do anything. 10-4.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
Copy.
Backstretch.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a opening right there that'll, you're parking where the trailers are.
Copy.
4 was able in 3 and 4. He only really got all the way to the bottom at like the 2/3 point of the corner.
You need to sweat off a few pounds anyway, so the steering wheel will move.
Crank to 77.
Yes, sir.
And release them.
On the backstretch.
Copy.
Remember what we talked about here?
Was.
Crank to 33. And release them.
Here you go. Yep, loud and clear. Turn you in at first opening. Driving is better than overdriving. Copy. I know it's going to feel good to you, so just do your thing, buddy. You'll be fine. Yep, 10-4. That's first called. 2378. 79. You know, horrible.
And release them.
83. My bad. Copy. Going down, there should be an entry there at the end of that backstretch. You'll make a hard left.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Get that 33 down, please.
Just went a 65 on his first lap. Looked pretty decent. He ran 3 and 4. He ran in the middle of 3 and 4 coming to the green, but I'm not.
Crank to 22. And release them.
But that second lap was faster as well, only 4.004 faster, so nothing basically.
When I crossed the line, I'm 226 when I came to a stop inside the garage.
Copy. Coming to you.
Frank to 44.
Bud, just you, Hulse.
And release them.
We're going to look at the 16 here and kind of go off his lap if he's loose or tight, or we might make a small change. I don't know.
10-4, I got the wrench, so.
10-4, we're watching S&T, and I think we have the TV break is like one before us.
10-4.
Need to go out in about 2 minutes with this cloud cover.
Yeah, I agree.
He ran a 24.04.
Something, and he's saying heat-wise it was very similar temp.
They tire tested here, didn't they? Bring something different back?
Same D code. I don't know if they reconstructed it or something, but it's supposedly the same D code.
E2. Nice job there, buddy. Nice job.
Yep, that was just for sure like a number and a half tight. But man, yeah, I don't think it was a bad lap. And brakes, first lap was good. Second lap picked up some vibration, so it's definitely coming back.
Copy.
Got a little bit of stroke of luck here. Ran the line.
I wouldn't say he's missing the bottom. He had a pretty nice arc into 3. Lower side of the track, definitely not one lane up by any means.
Frank to 99.
So 15 ran a 61. P1 right now.
Okay.
And release them.
He's like a foot or two off the line, just keeping the momentum, you know.
Right, I saw that. 10-4.
Monitor was 205 there.
What'd you have there, Hall?
Just too free. I really struggled to get back to throttle. You said my first lap was fastest?
No, second lap. Run the same speed both laps. Run a 60. 61 and a 60, so I don't think that's too bad of a lap. It's going to cool down, so that'll hurt us, I'm sure. But
Yeah, I had a little bit of a moment off of 2.
Frank to 66.
making time is doing it under drive off the corner.
And release them. And the 16, hold 76. A firm, hold 76.
What's your water temp? 220 water temp. Run your fan if you have to, wherever they park you. How'd that feel? Much better from practice. Still tight in the center, but was loose in on entry. Once again, think we need to adjust the track bar. I scraped the wall just a little bit on the right side, so just check that. It wasn't a hard scrape. Probably just rubbed some paint off, but just want you to be safe about it. 10-4, we'll check it out. I'm heading down there. Where are you parked? Putting us into the truck garage right now. 66, just run a 53.
And you're wiggling lap 1 and 1 and 2. I mean, that was the money lap 2.
And release them.
FYI.
I was just too loose on the first lap and missed my marks.
Yeah, well, we saw you bubble here right in the center 1 and 2. So, still a pretty good laps, you know. So, like I said, Fenhouse run a 53, but second lap run a 69. So, he was the fastest in practice. So I don't know how much quicker they're gonna get. Maybe on the 23:30s, you know. So we'll see where we end up.
4. Where they got you impounded at.
Is that better?
Copy. Carry more speed, more grip.
Went their fastest the first lap, so went their fastest the second. The 16 went his fastest on the second. He ran a 50 the first, 39 the second.
Near the pole.
One. Lap 2 is okay. Maybe underdrove it a little bit, but yeah, just too tight. Lap 1.
Copy. Good job, man. Good job, guys. Yep, copy.
Two-minute break has started. 2 minutes.
SMT here with the 16 and 66. I'll let you know what I see.
10-4.
Even 4. Close to the paint. I think if he misses the bottom there, you just throttle up and, drive it that lane up. Don't try and get down there. But we got to be on the bottom through 1 and 2 from what I've seen. Yeah, copy that. On 2, nice job, guys. Good truck. Copy.
1 minute release.
Let it kind of come off before, let it kind of have its way.
Yeah, it's like he wrapped a little bit longer, but he was just turning good enough to where he was pointed earlier. So, I mean, it kind of, I feel like if he got back on the gas earlier, it would have been even better,
10-4.
Seconds. 3-0.
The first lap and then 39 the second lap.
Crank to 76.
Okay.
I don't like no talking, Jimmy. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I know you like that green white checker deal. I just couldn't remember if you wanted lap times or not.
I'll come kick you in the dick.
Alright, just trying to light a fire under your ass for this pole shot here.
It's very critical, still correct.
Crank to 9.
Everything where you want it. Brake lever.
And release them.
P7 at a 2373. Make sure you get all your switches off.
That's all I got there, man.
Well, it's fucking better than we've ever done, man. Proud of you. Hell yeah. Great job, boys. Hey, boys, thanks for all your hard work. We'll get ready to race now. It's been a hell of a week, hell of a day trying to get all this done. Can't do it without all of you. 211 water, 160 oil. Appreciate you, boys. Like behind my hollers, Reed.
Made myself grow a set there and tell you not to touch it.
Eckes' second lap was his best lap by about 2 tenths, so there is still juice there on the second lap.
Crank to 26.
Cool track here. They weren't get the coolest of everybody around us, you know? Everybody behind us. They shouldn't catch any clouds.
A second.
Went P1, he ran a 32 on his first lap and a 30 on his second lap.
Who?
Grant.
Too high.
The chip shocked him. They've been the lowest leaving both ends than anybody.
Yep, I got it.
Crank to 38.
Okay, thank you. Get out of here.
It's kind of really free.
Man, overall, like, we have potential, we have grip.
Corner up just a little bit because he.
You did there. I'll listen here.
Back over. Good lap.
Wow. Third.
That was a nice pickup for Dawson Sutton after lap 1. A decent first lap, but we're seeing some guys pick up on lap 2 right now.
Chandler Smith. Just heard from him when Josh talked to him.
This is a good lap. I've been a little bit confused by how many people have actually picked up a little bit, and some a tenth on lap 2. I felt like the first lap would be the money lap. Chandler Smith goes 23:35 on lap 1. See if he can pick up. The veteran that he is, maybe felt that truck out. Make slight adjustments with the throttle, the steering. See if there's anything left out there for him.
Doing a nice job getting right to the bottom, but you see the truck jump just a little bit sideways on exit on him, and that's just that speed whenever that happens.
Second is where Chandler Smith will stay. 81, and Connor Mozak. Talked about this young man quite a bit last week at Watkins Glen. See there, he finished 10th. By the way, we haven't mentioned, but his teammate Jack Wood injured last week at Watkins Glen. Hate to see it. The team announced yesterday he would not be back for this race. So McAnally Hilgeman Racing has pulled that truck. So they're back to 4 entries instead of 5 because they have Christian Eckes here.
Wish Jack the best as he gets better, and as we watch his teammate Connor Mozak here. Crew chief on that truck, Blake Bainbridge, a very, very talented short track racer in his own right, and looks like the window net almost looks like it's down on the Connor Mozak truck.
Here's Jack Wood. Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's just knowing that your passion, your heart wants to be out there competing, but you have to take a break when health is involved.
We're off next weekend, so hope for a return the following week when we kick off the playoffs. That'll be at Darlington this year.
The window net is down, Regan.
I thought I was seeing way too much of the driver at one point there, so not sure quite when that happened, but
Ninth in practice. You guys talked about him, liked what you saw.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah, and you know, especially when you consider a guy like Matt Crafton as really drifts that all the way out to the wall there, had some good speed going through the middle, but gave it up on the exit. But that's going to cost him some more time right there, Michael. The sideways in 3 and 4.
You had to appreciate the commitment, didn't you?
Still third quickest on his lap, so.
Man, if that had to work for him off turn 4 on that second lap, I think he was there, but it just it took all the heat those tires could stand, and Matt's fast lap was the first time around.
Here's Jake Garcia, sits on the bubble, heading into the final race of the regular season. 11-point advantage over Ben Rhodes, his teammate. It's been a good place for him. Pretty good at short tracks, especially this year, guys.
Yeah, a couple top 10s in his last 4 starts, and solid lap there. Look how tight things are up at the top, Regan. The first 5 truck all in the 23-30 bracket.
And we talk about just every thousandth of a second can matter, and in a place like Richmond, that is definitely the case, and that's why you see all these guys running that second lap to just try and get a little bit more.
How much he's working that wheel. Garcia 23-38, good enough for 4th.
Now 3 of our first 4 have run faster on that first lap. It's trending that way now. I think the more experience you have, possibly, Regan, would you agree? Maybe you know how much to push it on that first lap?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I'm just a little bit thrown for a curveball by the number 9 of Grant Enfinger's lap being quickest on lap 2, and makes you wonder, you know, maybe air pressure, maybe build up something like that, and it just didn't quite feel like he wanted it to.
But I'm telling you, Matt Crafton, the way he got off turn 4 and then hit sideways, I think he was trending to be the fastest guy if he gets that just little bit of extra grip off turn 4. He was committed, and it just slipped with him a little bit.
Here's 17-year-old Brent Cruz making his first start here at Richmond in anything. Trying to get up to speed here in his first qualifying effort here.
Quick in lap 1, and going to better that by just a little bit on lap 2 to 11th quick for Brent.
They'll have to wait till that feller there goes to see who's going to get the pole, you know?
And he will wait and go out last as we take a look at Matt Mills.
Saw Matt go for a little spin in practice. See if he can gather it up and put a good lap in qualifying here.
And you'll see with the Ghost truck there, just not able to get his 42 truck to point where he wants it to carry some of that momentum off of the corner, and fighting it off of turn 4 as well. You can see his hands, and that's something I love about Richmond. You can see the driver's hands on the wheels. They're coming off the corner, and every time you're sawing back and forth on the wheel, that's just time and that speed that it's costing you.
So frustrating, too. I don't think I can explain to the fans watching at home how hard it is when you just feel that slip and you know you overdid it and you could have done better as a driver. It's just, it's hard to take.
Home track, I would say, for this man from Lynchburg, Virginia. Wanted to be a little bit better, but 12th it is for right now for Matt Mills.
And another good pickup on lap 2 of the guys that we've seen. That was for Matt Mills.
Corey Heim climbs aboard his truck. He'll roll out last.
Copy. Enfinger was faster on his second. The next 3 were faster on their first. 10-4.
The truck, it feels like I'm fucking ice in 150-degree weather.
I know it felt better tonight, bro.
1 minute.
Felt a lot better with the beer after a round too. Higher, Chris, you mean like, I guess using the orange box as a reference off of end of one. Are they hitting that right away or hitting it after?
They're still getting to it before, right at the orange box before it. That patch that they put right at the end of the pit wall there where we're aiming your right front under it. Their right front is crossing that and then turning down.
Crank for 34. And release them.
Speed-wise. High is in like splitting the first hash marks. I don't think you got to get crazy with it, but just make sure you get a good exit. Be the main thing.
I didn't really see anything to it. I think the guy that tried running a second lane or like a third lane straight line exit just seemed to get cocked up on exit, and I don't think they had enough rolling speed. I think just doing something different had them messed up.
And release.
34 coming to green there. He's P1 right now, so I think just your regular.
Okay, copy.
About 3/4 of the way through the corner and just turned down across the bottom. So he was on the yellow line exiting like restart zone like a normal lap to get his green.
10-4.
And he went P1 there. His first lap was a 30, and I think his second one was a little better.
Two, but hit a better 3 and 4. So if I could just put the best two together, it would have been a team.
Hurry up.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get that thing.
Crank for 98.
One wrapping the bottom too long and turn two. Just use all the grip you can on exit. Don't waste too much time wrapping tight.
Yeah, 10-4.
Just got two in front of me. Just do your thing here, man. Don't overthink it. Solid lap here. Underdrove 1 and 2 the first time and maybe rushed the throttle. And then I overdrove turn 3 a little bit probably. Got a little free into the corner.
10-4. Yeah, I'll get it here.
I'm trying to throttle back up. We'll see if the second lap's any better. Just looks slimy that first lap for him.
Crank for 52.
He said he did.
Okay,
And
thank
release
you.
them.
Here, really good 1 and 2. Like 2, 3, almost 4 car lengths. Let's grab the apron down here. Come on. Keep 98 going. Come on. Come on. Grab the apron down here. Need you out of the way. We'll talk in a second.
Keep the 98 moving. Keep the 98 moving.
Really good 1 and 2. Almost 4 car lengths. Closed up a little bit exit of 4 with that wiggle there, but really good.
Thanks, 98 spotter.
Yeah, I needed to make up for it after my first lap. That was fucking embarrassing. Yeah, you guys were almost even.
That's what I said is really good 1 and 2. You guys are almost even on the first lap. Obviously, you lost a crap load through 3 and 4. But yeah, man, that was everything for 1 and 2. So we'll see. Beat the 52. So we'll see here. Good job, guys. Either way.
My best 3 and 4.
Yep. Copy.
Was better. Just, I don't know. I maybe have overcharged turn 1 and made it a little bit too tight, but I felt like I did, and it just kind of crawled itself up the hill. So, yeah, that's definitely my fault. Damn it.
You're all good, dude. Don't be beating yourself up. We're just learning each other. We'll be fine. We got a good race car. Driver, we'll go to work. It's all good.
And release them.
.61. I think it's P13 right now.
Tight and loose second lap. Just dead center is what I'm struggling with.
Copy that. We'll keep working on it, man.
Train for 19. And release them.
Adjustment for the second one.
Yeah, we're gonna race good. We got a little free into 3, just tight, but I think we'll be good. So, good adjustments.
Garage there. Just watch the officials on pit road there. Early entry. Back to the garage. Yeah, this hole right here, they should turn you. Yep, super good 1 and 2, same as the 98. A little deeper into 3 than him. Just slid up a little bit, but good job, man. Should be 6 no matter what. Worst case.
Crank 11.
Yeah, it should be better than 19 already.
And release your final truck. Hold 11, hold 11.
Sorry, 43. Yeah, P9, sorry.
Crank the 11. And release them.
Pretty tight, but I'll take it. Nice job.
Good work, bud. Thank you, boys.
Yeah, down pit lane, the official will be standing out there. You'll be turning into the open and then
11 trucks. He's pulling in. He's reporting his second lap. So that'll be the conclusion of NASCAR CRAFTSMAN Truck Series. Quali. Belgian, get ready. Thunder 1, let's get the track back ready. Martinsville, Buffalo, get ready. Belgian, you're clear out. We'll do some laps top to bottom. You want to do that counter? No, we'll start off against the wall. Race direction. Martinsville, Buffalo, you're clear out. Let's just stay on the apron. We had a little bit of grass from practice that we just need to push down. Buffalo, come around here to where the start finish line is. You can power once you get to the Sheets logo on the apron, and then power down once you get to the CRAFTSMAN logo on the apron. You can stay low, which is a little bit of grass there on the apron. Buffalo, that should take care of us. You can power down and head home. Thank you, sir.